There we go. So, hello, my name is Tech Sergeant Lopez. I'm actually going to be doing this recording to create the bulletin for the UFPM page. It's actually one of the responsibilities for us to kind of get all the data and then send it out for our members so they can prepare for their PT tests. So this is an example of what I usually do. I usually have two places that I have for the internal testing or for the testing for our members, but this is all based on how you want to do it. You can schedule everyone at the reserve unit if you like. I like to test our own members, so they have the option of coming at 6 a.m. based on here, or 7:30 a.m. on Saturday. So I used to hold it at Sunday as well at 0600, but that was a little tough on the PTLs. So I just put it all on Saturday. So over here is just a few things. So I started testing people at the jungle, which is right behind the gym, the base gym. But you could change it any way you want. If you want them to test at the nose dock, which is over there with the it has the indoor track, but I think that's 24 laps. Or you could do inside the gym as well. I used to hold it at 7:30 a.m. over the inside the gym, so they could just get it out of the way. But again, all based on you. I'm just going to show you how to kind of create this bulletin page that they need, I believe, a week prior to the UTA weekend. And this is kind of the information I usually put in there. So again, based on what you want to put on, whatever is knowledgeable, easier for people to read. But over here we have two locations that we usually test. Usually for those who have received an unsatisfactory score, they go and test with the FAC, which is the Fitness Assessment Center. So in this case, Airman Penn went over there to test with the reserve wing, but also people who don't have the time or want to test with the reserve wing as well, we could also place them in there. They have a designated time, day, and date that they need to show up. They're more strict over there than we are here. For internal testing, they kind of can choose whichever time they can attend. It's going to be on Saturday, but either at 6 or 7:30. But again, based on how available you are for internal testing. So the way I grab this, and then also another thing that I usually put in is what they want us to enter is the 30 days. So those who are going to be testing the following month, and then 60 days, and then a 90-day period here. And then for those who have received an unsatisfactory score, they have mandatory fitness. Oh, I must have made a mistake on the dates. Anyway, so they we have them go to mandatory fitness at, again, based on what you are available for. It's going to be 1500 at the jungle, but that day, because today is already past the ETA, we did not have PT because it was 102-degree weather, and so I canceled that. And then we have a website I usually enter, so if they need to go and check out the resources, they have this. They can go to my website and skip verification. So they could pull up, let me log out. So they could pull up any type of documents if they need to get a PT test score. They could come over here and they could grab their scorecard. They could also grab their their FSQ, which is their fitness questionnaire, and they could pull that up as well. If they wanted to see any videos, they could be videos as well. They could see whether it's going to be the body comp. So there's the waist measurement, and so they could watch videos on that if they need to kind of reference their webpage or get any type of paperwork, or if they need to reschedule. I also have that reschedule, cancel PT, and so they could just fill out a Google form. And this only works on a personal computer, not on a government computer, because they don't allow Google. So that's where they can actually click on this as well to get their profile. So if someone needs to go on a profile, whether they're pregnant or they got hurt and they need to be on a profile to see if to not be able to test on certain components or all of the components, then they need to fill this out and then email the 349 AMDS, and I believe there's an email somewhere in here, somewhere in there. So, or right here, I actually put it on the bulletin. So that's how I create the bulletin. This is how I usually do it. And extracting data, you pretty much go here for My Fitness, and if you have access to as a UFPM, you should have access to this. Alright, so we are here going to log into MyFSS, and what we're going to do is we're going to pretty much pull up the report. I'm going to go ahead and display what we want to do. But when we pull the report, right, we want to get, you want to have access to My Fitness Administration, and you want to separate it by months. So when you do it here, it's going to be like, you know, September, October. And so when you grab the reports, you want to go over here, reports. And I created my own reports, and you just have to reference my video on creating reports, and that will help you kind of create your own. But if I created one that is based on months, let's see here, assessment by month. And so what this is going to do is going to be showing sections. And so anything that's empty, they're usually new members that are, let's see here, maybe I should zoom in. There you go. So usually someone who doesn't have an assessment due date or whatever, usually these are new members that have entered into our unit. And so, and then we have other people who are not current or are like the next assessment date, right, is like back in 2021. Alright, so we're going to go all the way over here. So this is going to be the people who are going to be currently testing. So all these people here, since we're in August right now of 2023, should test. And so that should be in this current section, like right here, right? And so, and then the way we do this is we pretty much export this into the report. We go to details. We don't want to format it because you can't really play with the data that way. But we go to details and press export. Here, you just want to save it wherever you want. We'll just go to downloads. We'll open that. Say yes. And over here, what I like to do is I like to separate it in different pages. So you'll see all these people, right, who were supposed to test this month. Alright, so now next month is September, right? So September is going to be all these individuals. And what I like to do is I like to extract that data and place it in its own area. And I call this, well, it was next month, September of 23. And then I go down, grab all this data here for October, Control X is the shortcut I'm using, October 23, and enter all that there. And then for November, extract that and put it right there. So that's how I like to do my, you know, removing it. And then I also go through this file, I alphabetize it, and then I go through the, whoops, because, and then you know what I do as well? I remove all of this data here because it's no longer relevant. Or you could move it into its own sheet and be like August or something. So it'll be August or present, whatever you want to call it. It's up to you how you create these reports, as long as it's clear for the unit members to kind of read it. Sometimes it gets a little confusing, but it should be fine. So you go back. So now what you want to do is you probably want to alphabetize it because you want to make sure that people don't look at your bulletin and be like, where's my last name? It's a pet peeve of mine as well. So like, okay, my last name is, Lopez. Is it here? Nope, I don't have to do that. But also what you want to do is make sure that the people on this list are still in our unit. Since we have people like Chu, this guy is no longer in our unit, so you want to remove any person like Arnold. He's already separated. We want to remove these people off our list and then give them a accurate list out there. All right, and then what you want to do is pretty much just copy this. You don't want to copy all the data. You just want to copy their name, and then over here you just want to pretty much delete the table, and then you can enter that table here. You paste it, and what I also like to do is I like to go over here and I like to go to the layout, and I like to auto fit the window, so it kind of stretches it out, so it's easier for people to read. Alright, and then you pretty much just do the same thing over here, Joe, with the attendance fitness assessment cell. When you schedule someone, all you do is just go to My Fitness. So if I want to schedule someone, again, this is just reports. You already know how to, if you don't, I'll create another video on how to schedule people. Um, but yes, all you do is just, if you enter anyone inside My Fitness and you schedule them, let's say at the 349th AMW, so that's going to be the unit, and you schedule them for a date for UTA weekend. So let's see here. So September, let's see, you schedule them September 9th, right? Whoever you want to do. Actually, it says 10 o'clock. So all you do is just 10. Make sure you put in the right day as well. September 10th is what? September 10th is a Sunday, so you want to make sure it's a Sunday, and it'll be September. And let's just say that you scheduled me, Lopez, Ronald. So new walk-in to Lopez. You want to click save, and then it'll show. But we're not going to save here. But that's just an example for those who are going to be testing at the fitness assessment cell. And that's pretty much it. Over here, you pretty much just create your own content. So mandatory fitness. Just pretty much schedule the day where you want to do it. If you want to have morale PT, you can put morale PT and put the type of event. You can say, like right now we're doing pickleball, or you want to do flag football or soccer, and then put in the location. And that's pretty much us. And then the UFPM resources, I always tell them to go to the fitness page to gain any type of video content or paperwork or resources they want from there. And then if you want to get in a profile, because that's huge, people just don't know where to get their information or where to get the documentation or any type of checklist. Just go over here. But that's the way I do it. But if you want to add more into the bulletin, that's up to you. If you want to shorten this or you want to extend it, all up to you. Very flexible, but this is the most important part. Who's testing, and then they also want us to add who is going to be testing in the following months.